Hello, everybody. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you from the privacy of my own home, my household that I reside at. This is the Mitchell Report. It's been a long time coming. I haven't done a podcast since February 28th of 2015. It's great to be back. Now, I'm on this episode in this podcast because I'm trying to get back in the saddle, man. I'm trying to work on my craft, do my thing to get myself back in order. Very soon I'm going to be on the Doug Stewart Media Entertainment Network pretty soon. So I'm just going to hone my craft, do some shows until that day comes to light. I just think that it's necessary to get my stuff out there. I was saying that last year, but now I'm serious than ever before to get it out there. It's about just doing shows after shows after shows to get it out there. So without further ado, this is Rashad Mitchell. I'm an author of 39 books. You can check me at Rashad Mitchell's Books on Facebook. You can check me out. Check me out on Twitter, Rashad Mitchell, at Rashad Patterson. You want to look at the address bar, you want to type in www.twitter.com/Rashad Patterson. And I have my own website, www.mrrashadmitchell.weebly.com. I got that on board, so you can check me out. Well, I'm back again with the Mitchell Report show. And like I said, it's been a long time coming since I've done a show, and it's great to be back. You know, I tried this out a year ago in February, and my last show was on February the 28th, 2015. You know, I did about 9 episodes, but now I'm back. I'm gonna do a lot of episodes this time around. You know, it's on like popcorn. You know what I'm saying? It's on. I mean, I gotta get things going. I gotta get my stuff out there. Do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So anyway, let's look at the world of sports. You know, just look at the NBA second half that started tonight with the Bulls and the Cavaliers. And then later on, it's gonna be the Clippers versus the San Antonio Spurs. So as the second half of the NBA season starts, and this all comes down to this: who's going to dethrone the juggernaut that is the Golden State Warriors? They're a team that's 48-4. They got 30 games to go. Who can beat this team? I don't think nobody's beating Golden State. They're too athletic. They have too much quick speed. The foot speed is unbelievable. They got 4 components that I don't think is going to be hard to neutralize this group, because the Golden State Warriors have speed, versatility, athleticism, and quickness. Speed, quickness, versatility, and athleticism. When you have those 4 things, who's the team that's going to neutralize that? Who's the team that's going to slow that down? I don't see it. They like a video game type of team because they shoot threes very well. It's not by accident. Stephen Curry shoots threes. He's a great player. He works on his game to be where he at. It's not by osmosis. So when you look at a man like Steph Curry, when you look at Klay Thompson, when you look at Draymond Green, who's one of the better all-around players in the game, he's a triple-double waiting to happen. His ability to just do his thing is incredible. So I'm going with Golden State to win this championship as the second half of the NBA season starts. I do not see nobody beating this team. Nobody in the West. I don't see Oklahoma City beating them. I think they picked up in the trade Randy Foye. I don't think they're going to get that's going to make no difference. I mean, I still don't trust Westbrook and Durant going to play well together. It's all about the other guys, other than those 2 guys. Other than that, it's always going to be hero basketball. Who's going to launch that 3-point shot? So I don't trust Oklahoma City, the Spurs, San Antonio. Yes, they are a tried and true, battle-tested ball club. But LaMarcus Aldridge has never been in this situation before. He's never played in pressure situations like this, being on a Spurs team that is all about championship or bust. Can he step his game up? I got to see more. And plus, they're an older team, obviously, with Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. You know what I'm saying? They past their prime. And I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up. So I just believe that I don't see San Antonio beating Golden State, and I don't see beating them, Oklahoma City. I don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it all comes down to how you're going to stop the speed, the quickness, the athleticism, and the versatility of the mighty juggernaut that is the Golden State Warriors. This team is unbelievable. If they win this championship this year, it'll be 2 in a row. They'll go down as one of the great teams of all time. I have to say that. Not the greatest, but one of the greatest. You got to put them in that category if they can run the table. Usually when the team that has the best record gets things done, they handle their business and win the championship. So I see, without question, when it's all said and done, the Golden State Warriors will win the NBA championship for 2016. As the East Coast of things, we go to the Eastern Conference. Cleveland, they got Channing Frye in the trade. Anderson Varejao and all that. They removed him. Channing Frye is a big body. He's a guy that can spot up and shoot a 3. But is that going to be enough to stop a Golden State Warriors team? Absolutely not. The problem with Cleveland, they just don't match up with Golden State. Now, last year, LeBron had a team that was banged up. There's no excuse because they were up 2-1. 2-1. And they had a chance to win that championship. But they never won another game the rest of the series. I think it was up 2-1. So there's no excuse. Despite the banged up Cavaliers team that LeBron had to deal with. The bottom line is that you got to take care of business. You got to carry them home to victory. Despite Matthew Dellavedova, despite J.R. Smith, despite Iman Shumpert, Tristan Thompson, Timothy Mozgov. No, that's not the 82, 83, 76ers, but it is what it is. You got to bring them home. You got to make it happen if you're LeBron. He didn't do it. Now, he can't do it all by himself. He didn't have the help. He didn't have Kyrie Irving, obviously. He didn't have Kevin Love, but is Kevin Love really a true fit for this team? You got to see more from this team. I think, it's all said and done. I think it's going to be Cleveland coming out of the Eastern Conference. I don't see the Bulls challenging them. I definitely don't see Toronto, as well as they played in the first half, challenging this team. I do not see it. By any means, I don't see it. So, I just think that Cleveland's going to get out of the Eastern Conference and play the Golden State Warriors. And I think the Golden State Warriors will win in 6 games and handle their business, because I just don't see this team, Golden State, losing to nobody as we move forward into the 2016 season. In the second half, man, this juggernaut of Golden State is on another level with what they're doing. They're going to probably win 73 games. Now, they got a road trip. I think they start their road trip against Portland. They're on a long road trip. We'll see how they handle that situation. I think they play the Clippers on Saturday night on ABC. But they own the Clippers. So I don't see the Clippers doing anything. Yes, they got Jeff Green. They got rid of Lance Stevenson. I don't trust the Clippers. They are a kind of like the dysfunctional team. Blake Griffin punching, I guess, one of his close friends on the team, whatever. I guess a staff guy, whatever. But, I mean, that's not good. I don't trust the Clippers. But overall, as far as the NBA is concerned, I think Golden State is going to take it. Last night we had, in college basketball, I've been watching that much college basketball but you can't overlook or ignore Duke and North Carolina. Man, that was a close one. That was a nail biter. Duke was able to prevail 74-73. Grayson Allen is doing his thing, and Duke is going to be Duke. They're going to do their best to make it hard for North Carolina. But that's a tough loss for them. They won 74-73. Duke prevails and take it from there. They're going to be heard from, despite who they lost in the off season. Tyus Jones and Justice Winslow. They keep on ticking. They've had a tough season. No question about it. They've had a tough season. But they're still able to do their thing, no matter what. So they're gonna be, dangerous come tournament time. And I think that when it's all said and done, they will be heard from, Duke. North Carolina, it's up in the air with them. Are they truly a number one seed? Are they truly a team that can take it all and win it all? We'll see. Because when you look at this college basketball landscape compared to a year ago, it's totally different. There's no great team. There's no Kentucky going undefeated into the Final Four. There's nothing like that. This is a whole different ball game. It's probably 10 to 15 teams that can win the national championship. And March Madness is definitely coming. Definitely going to be talking about that a lot. I mean, the conference championships don't even mean nothing. I think the small programs, the smaller, lesser known, conference championships matter because you're trying to get to the big dance. So we'll see come tournament time who will be hosting the trophy. But the thing about college basketball is that it's not what it once was. It used to be the golden era of college basketball when you had players that stayed in school for 3-4 years, like a Grant Hill, Tim Duncan, Patrick Ewing, Christian Laettner. I'm saying you had guys leave like Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Those guys left early. But it was nothing like the golden era of basketball back in the 90s and the 80s, man. Once the turn of the century came about, it's all about the one and done. Guys leaving, not ready to go, probably listen to the agents, listen to the hype about they could be a top draft pick, and then it doesn't work according to plan. So it's like, what's going on? They listen to these agents, man. They got to focus on their craft. Don't just leave because you think you're going to be a high draft pick. Money will be there. And I think that these players that leave early are prisoners of instant gratification. It's instant gratification. They want to go for what's quick, that microwavable gratification. They want it now. Now, again, if people going through tough times financially, they have a right to go to the NBA. They shouldn't just leave just because it's the NBA. It's not going nowhere. But if they need to, support their families and get them out of the poverty situation that they're going through, so be it. You can't blame them. But once you get to the NBA, man, it's not about being a bench warmer. You got to be able to prove that you can play at the NBA level, or else you go to the D League. So I just think that when you look at college basketball, it's not what it once was. It's not as great as it used to be back then. And that's the way it is, the way I see it with college basketball. I mean, I don't know who's going to win it. I mean, you got Kansas, you got Oklahoma, you got Duke, you got North Carolina. You got Villanova. You got the teams like that could win. But there's some other teams that could be dark horses that can definitely, take the championship. I mean, this is a wide open year. Maybe Kentucky could take it, despite not being, a great team. You never know. This year gonna be wide open. Gonna have a lot of upsets when tournament time comes. But it's just not like it once was. You still have your great coaches, Mike Krzyzewski and Roy Williams and Jimmy Boeheim, Jay Wright, Tom Izzo. Can't rule out Michigan State Spartans. They got a chance to win a national championship as well. It's a lot of teams that can definitely take the crown, but there's no clear-cut team. You say, oh, this team's going to win it. This is the number one team who can beat this team. It's not like it was last year with Kentucky. So that's the way I see it with that. That's the story on college basketball. I covered the NBA. And let me talk about my books that I have out. I've written 39 books. And my latest book is about Jerry Rice and his greatest games. I wrote a book about Jerry Rice's top 25 greatest games. And it's a book that you can find on Amazon.com. Again, go to Rashad Mitchell's books. Go to that page on Facebook and go visit the website, and it goes directly into my author page. Now, the Jerry Rice book just deals with his greatest games. Now, we all know about his great games in the playoffs, like when he caught 11 passes for 215 yards and a touchdown in Super Bowl 23, or the performances that he had against the Broncos and the Chargers in the Super Bowl 24 and 29. He was big time. But there are some games on this list of games that people probably don't familiarize with. But you gotta check the book out. I'm not gonna reveal everything, but I'm just giving you the lowdown what I've been doing with the books that I've been writing lately. I'm currently working on my 40th book, and it's not done yet. It's called the 49ers versus Giants Greatest Games. Now, the Giants and the 49ers rivalry is kind of underrated because nobody saw it coming. In the 80s and moving forward, it was the rivalry of the 80s because Montana had Bill Walsh and that dynasty, and the Giants with their big blue wrecking crew defense. I mean, it had the 49ers number. I mean, they knocked Joe Montana out a couple of times. In the 86 divisional playoff game, Jim Burt just knocked him out. And Taylor returned a touchdown on an interception in 86. And then in 90, Leonard Marshall probably laid out the top 4 or 5 greatest hits in NFL history. He totally ended the career of Joe Montana as a 49er. I mean, he laid him out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be talking about those kind of games and other games that people don't know about within this rivalry. And the Giants lead the series, matter of fact, 20-19. So this is a very close rivalry dating back to 1952 when they first met. So the Giants versus 49ers greatest games. And I wrote a book also about Joe Montana. Joe Montana greatest games. That was a great game. He had some great games, beg your pardon. He had some games that people don't really focus on that much. I'm not going to reveal it to you. You got to buy the book. I mean, I even got games from when he played as a Kansas City Chief that he played at a higher level. There's some games as a 49er that he played well in that people don't really talk about. But this guy definitely represented himself to the fullest, like he was supposed to do. And it's self-explanatory. I mean, Joe Montana is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time to put on player cleats. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. And then for the Phil Simms, I wrote a book about his greatest games. And boy, was he a good, underrated quarterback. He definitely represented himself. So check that out. And I did one on the great Lawrence Taylor greatest games as well. That's going to be a great book to pick up if you love Lawrence Taylor. But I'm just a well-rounded guy when it comes to doing these kind of books, because I've written poetry books, I've written hip hop books, I've written, R&B books. You know what I'm saying? I've written NFL books. I mean, I've been on a roll this year in terms of my writing. And like I said, if you love the books that I have, I'm going to be plugging it as long as I'm doing this Spreaker show. Because like I said, this is just a warm-up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, auditioning, doing my thing with this show, The Mitchell Report. I know I've been on a long hiatus. I did 9 episodes last year. I'm definitely going to be doing more than 9 because I'm trying to get my stuff out there. And I'm definitely going to branch off into the Doug Stewart Media Entertainment Network real soon. This is going to be a great one, man. This is going to be a great gig for me. Doug Stewart is a pioneer. Him and his brother brought that hip hop flavor and meshed it together with sports, and their content has made them what they are today. You know what I'm saying? Like, they used to be on ESPN First Take. They were regular contributors to that show with Skip Bayless long before Stephen A. Smith. I guess he was still on there during that time, but at the same time, I just think that they deserve their credit as pioneers, because when they first was doing their thing, they was totally different from everybody else. So I just think that when you look at this kind of duo, Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart, it's amazing what they have done. So pretty soon I'm going to be branching off, and it's going to be called The Mitchell Report. It'll be an hour show coming soon, so check that out. I'm definitely going to be plugging it on this Mitchell Report show right now and moving forward, because it's all about setting things up to get you listeners to branch out to the other network that I'm going to be on. You know what I'm saying? So he likes my stuff. He checked out the content from my first episode, and he loved everything I said. So, and the thing is, with this show that I'm doing right now and what I'm going to do on the network, it's not going to be profanity. It's not going to be nasty or dirty. It's going to bring an intelligent dialogue, whether it's sports, whether it's history, music, whatever comes to mind. Might read some excerpts from my poetry books, or read some excerpts from my NFL books. Whatever comes to mind while I'm on this show or on the other show that I'm going to do, it's going to be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just a platform for me just to bring a distinctive talk show that's of my own. It's not about, copying off of somebody else. It's about doing my own thing in my own way, more ways than one. So I'm just thankful and grateful that, Doug Stewart, I never thought that I would even talk to him, let alone be on his network as, have my own show. It's going to be a wonderful time, and I cannot wait. But that's God just opening doors for me, because I've been on a lot of shows this year, getting my stuff out there. So shout out to the shows that I've been on, that, I've been representing myself on, and deeply appreciate their support of loving my stuff, because this is not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent, self-published author trying to get my stuff out there, hustling. I don't have no publicist. I don't have no no representation, no agents, just me. Trying to do it my way, the best way I can. So I just thank God for opening the doors that's going to be open, and the blessings going to come. As long as I keep doing the right thing, stay on top of my craft. Because again, I did podcasting February of last year, from February 20th to the 28th. I did some podcasting. It's just that I didn't take it as seriously as I did. And I was serious about doing this. It's just that I kind of took it for granted. I just didn't want to do it no more. And that's on me. So I just have to find a way to just rectify the situation. You live and you learn from that situation and you move on. You cannot do anything else but that. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna be doing a lot on this show until I get on board with the Stewart Media Entertainment Network. We're gonna be doing a lot of episodes. I'm going hard. I'm gonna set the challenge to do more than the 9 episodes that I did last year. And it was great last year. I talked about Malcolm X. He was assassinated on February 21st, 1965. I talked about Black history. I talked about Black people who invented certain things that people don't know about. I talked about, reciting my poetry, which I did. I talked about my hip hop books, which I did. And I did a lot last year, but that was last year. So I'm gonna just try to be creative and talk about different topics that come to mind, because I don't want to be repetitive. I want to know, maybe read some excerpts from my R&B books, the hip hop books, whatever comes to mind. It's going to be an exciting show. It's not going to be boring. It's going to be informative. It's going to be knowledgeable. And that's why I write books, to educate readers who want to learn from my kind of book style I like to read. Because again, this is not for everyone. This is for just a select group of people that love what I talk about. So I just think that it's necessary to do my thing and make it happen, and make sure that I do my part to project a certain talk show that's going to be distinctive and different from other talk shows. Because you got to have your own lane. As an author, what I've learned is that you got to have your own style of writing in your own way. I can't be Richard Wright. I can't be Langston Hughes. I can't be a James Baldwin, Nelson George. I gotta be me, Rashad Mitchell, author in my own right. Just like the kind of person I am, I gotta be my own person. I can't be something else, be like somebody else. I gotta be the first Rashad. And getting to the All-Star game that just passed, Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players ever, but he always going to be under Michael Jordan's shadow. He brought it on himself when he made that announcement with the shades on, talking about, I decided to take my talents to the NBA. He wanted to be like Michael Jordan. He talked like Jordan. He walked like Jordan. He did everything like Jordan. He brought it on himself. I don't think he's beloved as Michael. Eagle, Colorado, with the social sexual assault. That was not good. Now, that's years ago. You grow out of it, you move on. But that's still part of his career. He's just with Shaq, stuff like that. I mean, it's just that I don't think he's going to be as beloved as Magic or Michael. I just don't see it. He's a great player, won 5 championships. But here's the thing. He wouldn't have won those championships without Gasol or Shaq. Now, Kobe was a great contributor to Shaq winning the championships that he won. But Shaq was dominant in 2000 to 2002. And Kobe did his thing. Kobe laid it on the line. I bring this up in proper perspective is that you got to be your own self. You can't be like somebody else. I think that's the problem with Kobe's legacy, is that he always going to be a mini Michael Jordan, because he brought it on himself. Because there's always talk about who's the next Michael Jordan, who's the next Michael Jordan. There shouldn't be anything like that. It's about who's the first, not who's the second coming of somebody else. You can't imitate the original copy. It's just an imitation copy. You can't imitate the original. So Kobe's legacy is always going to be, yes, he was a great player, but he always will be under the shadow of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, because he brought it on himself. Nobody pressured him to do that. He brought it on himself, and he'll never be better than Jordan, because Jordan won, I think, 5, 6 MVPs. Obviously 6 championships, never lost in the finals. And the same season in 1988, he won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Kobe never done that. Kobe won 1 MVP. That's it. He never won multiple MVPs. He might go down as one of the greatest players not to win multiple MVPs in his career. And he got 5 championships. Some of that has to do with LeBron James coming into the game of basketball in the league. And look what he did. He's done. He won what? He's won 4 or 5 MVPs when he took over. And there's no rivalry between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. That's nonsense. Because they never played in the finals. Now, in 2009, they could have met in the finals. There was a lot of hype about Kobe, LeBron, how they were like the 2 best players at that time. You can make a case in 2009. Kobe was much younger. He was, in his early 30s, 30, 31 years old. Kobe's at his peak of his powers. But it would have been great to see Cleveland and LA, meet in the finals in 2009. But the Dwight Howard got in the way in Orlando. Their 3-point shooting. Rashard Lewis, I think, was on that team, and Hedo Turkoglu, and this team wasn't a great team, not a big time team, but they just had the big man who was doing his thing, Dwight Howard. And boy, has he fallen off the face of the earth. I mean, simple. I mean, this guy's not the same as he once was. But they had a 3-point shooting to knock off Cleveland in 2009. But Kobe will never be his own player. He'll always be under the shadow of Michael Jordan, and that's not good for basketball. When you look at Magic, Magic was Magic. Nobody saw nothing like that. A 6'9" point guard. That was unheard of. Larry Bird. Yes, Rick Barry was Larry Bird for Larry Bird, but Larry Bird was his own man. Nobody thought he would dominate and win 3 MVPs in a row like he did, because it was an all-black league when he came to the game. He was the great white hope. No way to say it. And again, Larry Bird is great, man. I love Larry Bird. I love me some Larry Bird. Michael Jordan, yes, he had some of the stuff, the styles, the moves, and the hang time like an Elgin Baylor, Dr. J, David Thompson. But Michael Jordan was original in many facets. Number 1, the baggy shorts, sticking his tongue out, the bald head. He made that a great hairdo to have. And again, there's no hair in the bald head, but I'm just saying, like, that style, that look, he made it cool to be bald headed. It's like Isaac Hayes. You know what I'm saying? So that right there sets Michael Jordan apart as a different guy. LeBron James has always been different. He's different. Nobody's seen a guy like him, a physical specimen like him, to be running like a gazelle at his size and his weight. Unseen in NFL annals. Unseen. So when you look at LeBron, Magic, Bird, Jordan, different. Kobe Bryant, he's a mini Michael Jordan. He wanted to be like Mike. Not try to be the first Kobe. Now when he leaves the game after this year, there will never be another Kobe Bryant. So he has that in his hip pocket. But the bottom line is, it's always going to be, Kobe was great, but he had a lot of Michael Jordan in him. And he did. You can't be nobody but yourself. That's why I try to do on this show. And when I go on the Doug Stewart show, I will be representing myself to the fullest, doing my own thing in my own way. Because that's what you got to do any walk of life, man. You got to be different. You got to be set apart. And also on my show, I'm going to be talking about spiritual stuff. I'm going to be reciting my poetry. I might get into that. possibly. Definitely when I go on the Doug Stewart Media Entertainment Show. Excuse me, beg pardon, the network for Doug Stewart. But like I said, man, I'm just happy to be back in the saddle. It's been a long time coming because I have not done this since in such a long time. It's been a long time. And I'm just happy to be back because I want to get my books out there. I want people to buy my books so they can learn something. I have so much wealth of knowledge. That's the impact. Do I want to sell books? Do I want all my books be bestsellers? Absolutely. Nobody in their right mind don't want their books to be unsellable. They want to make a profit. So I gotta get started. I got catching up to do because I did 9 episodes last year. I just didn't take it and do it and continue on with it. So it can't be deja vu all over again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be going hard with this show. I mean, I have nothing else to lose. I got everything to gain. Thank those for listening as we come close to the end of this broadcast live tonight in Paterson, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to be back, man. It's great to be back. I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes, more than 9. Hopefully I do at least 15, 20, up until I, bring my show, which will be called The Mitchell Report. And that will be on the Doug Stewart Media Entertainment Network. I am looking forward to that, man, because he has so many listeners, so many followers on his show. It's a wonderful thing, man. It's like Reggie Jackson going to the Yankees with me being possibly on his network because he's a brand name. And he's selfless in creating an outlet for other people that's trying to make themselves heard because he's accomplished so much, him and his brother. And he's, kindness of his heart, can have a network where other people can get on and talk about whatever they want to talk about in their own distinctive way. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So I just think that it's a matter of time that I do my thing on his network. And I'm definitely going to do that. So we coming close to the end. Now, I watched Unsung last night. Patrice Rushen. I mean, it's a show, Unsung, which is my favorite show on television, along with Unsung Hollywood. Yeah, the new season is back. Now, they did one on the Sugar Hill Gang. Great show. And last night was a great episode. They talk about Patrice Rushen, who is original in her own right because she been able to do different kinds of music, jazz, R&B, dance, you name it, she mastered it. I mean, who cannot forget Haven't You Heard or Forget Me Nots, Remind Me. You know what I'm saying? In the hip hop world, people always sampled that song, Remind Me. I think it's from the Straight from the Heart album in 1982. And that's the prelude to what I'm going to be doing on this show and on the same show that's going to be on the Doug Stewart Network. I'll be talking about music history. Because some of you got to know about the history of the music. I mean, this lady, Patrice Rushen, it was a great episode. This lady never got into that many troubles with drugs and nothing like that. She stayed on the straight and narrow for a woman like that. She did a lot on the musical side of things. And she's still doing great things. So next week they're going to do one on Donnell Jones. That's going to be a good one. I think he's underrated. I think he is unsung. You talk about the male singers. Matter of fact, I wrote a book called The Top 50 Underrated Male Singers. I might get into that real soon and talk about that. Read some excerpts. But anyway, it's just a matter of time before I get out of here. But I just wanted to bring up Patrice Russian for the episode of Unsung. It was my favorite show, and they're going to do one on Johnny Taylor on March the 2nd. So that's going to be a great one. I think March the 2nd. But anyway, Unsung Hollywood is coming back too next month. I think they're going to be doing one on Vanessa Bell Calloway, Joe Morton. They're going to do one on the show that was one of my favorite shows in the mid-90s, New York Undercover, with Malik Yoba and Michael De Lorenzo. It had a black and Latino cop, not dressing up like a police academy, but being casual in their attire. And they still locking people up despite that. So that was a great, show that I loved during my teenage years. And then last but not least, this is one I've been waiting for a long time. If you're going to do one on Pam Grier, which they did a couple of years ago, and then last year they did one on Richard Roundtree, you got to do one on Fred the Hammer Williamson, man. That's going to be a interesting... I'm going to get a lot into him about certain things real soon. Man, I got a lot of stuff, man, coming, man. This is just going to be great. Just stay tuned. But Fred Williamson, they're going to be doing one on him. So tune into that. Unsung and Unsung Hollywood. That's on TV One. Great channel that I watch. And like I said, we're coming close to the end of the show. I'd like to thank those for listening live right now. I'd like to thank those for tuning in. Like I said, check me out on Rashad Mitchell's books. I have 39 books. It'll take you right to the website and direct you to the author page, and you can support my books. If you like hip hop, poetry, if you like R&B and NFL, I got it for you. Whatever knowledge you want to know about, I'm here to give it to you. So check me out on Rashad Mitchell's books. Check me out. Man, I got great stuff coming and more to come. I'm not stopping, man. I'm a self-published author for a reason. I have a story to tell, and I just want to be distinctive with my knowledge that to share with people, and God's giving me a gift to share it with people on these airwaves. I'm definitely going to be doing that and representing to the fullest. So check me out on Rashad Mitchell at Rashad Patterson. Check me out. Check me out on Facebook, Rashad Mitchell. You want to follow me on Twitter? Again, Rashad Mitchell at Rashad Patterson. Rashad Mitchell at Rashad Patterson. www.twitter.com/Rashad Patterson. You want to follow me and what I'm doing, feel free to do it, man. I'm looking for followers to follow what I'm doing and support what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about knowledge. Knowledge is power, and that's what I'm about when it comes to the books that I write. So we wind down to the end. And this is great to be back, man. I haven't done a show since February the 28th of 2015. This was actually like my 10th episode, which is like a milestone in a sense. Because I did 9 last year. It's going to be a lot more this year. I'm not stopping. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Signing off. This is Rashad Mitchell, author of 39 books. Also a writer and editor and magazine writer for Gyroscope Media Group magazine. You can check that out. Also, Gyroscope Media Group magazine on Facebook. Okay, this is Rashad Mitchell on this 10th episode of The Mitchell Report. Until then, signing off. God bless.